Hello, Dragonlings! Welcome to my live stream. I am Skye. If you are new to my channel, my children are joining me already. They're dressed in their costumes too. Oh, go play for a second. If you are new to my channel, I write urban fantasy under the name SD Haggis, which is this channel name, and this is our bi-monthly goals video for November, December, our recap for, November, December, our recap for September, October. And I have got Amy with me today. Amy, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hello. Happy Halloween, everyone. My name is Amy Nobody. Jokingly call myself like a ghost in the feed because I don't use social media and I don't have any professional social platforms either. I've been a freelance writer for many years. I'm trying to get my SEO certification, and I am working on my first fiction book, which is what brings me to these live streams with Skye. I don't have any published work or anything to share, or anything to brag about, really. I'm just kind of here for moral support. So,
yay,
that's my
moral
introduction.
Support. Moral support is good, though. It's all good.
I'm working on it. I am.
We'll slowly get you there. So for this live stream, we decided we were going to dress up. And originally, what I was planning on doing was I was going to dress in like 4 different costumes and do like a costume change in between segments, like as people were talking about their goals, since this is the goals live stream. And then I got up this morning and I was like, ugh, that's too much work. So I think I'll do that for a future video. Maybe I'll post a video on Halloween itself and I'll do costume changes for that. And I'm just a witch today, and here's my handy dandy trusty broom. My familiar is in his tank. He's a bearded dragon, and maybe we'll see him later. Maybe I can convince him to come out from his hidey hole and have him join us. But this witch's hat is actually gonna annoy me, so it's coming off already. Sorry. I can't do it. I don't like hats, so it just bothers me.
I love
that one's
hats.
Too small.
My head is just so big that I can't fit very many.
So are you dressed up today, Amy? I see you've actually finally got a profile picture.
Yes, I dressed up my profile picture as Miss Universe, the science pun. I've got a galaxy print throughout my little figure profile, and we're trying to figure out if it works or not. If you can see the whole picture on YouTube, I'm not sure, but I've got the Miss Universe banner, and I've also got a crown that is some concentric kind of overlapping-ish circles, and I've got little colored dots on them so that it looks like the orbits of the planet.
Okay, so I see all that.
Okay, you do?
Yeah, which means it's working.
Okay, cool. My YouTube tab is frozen.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, but my Google Hangouts tab is fine, so I'm afraid to touch anything. I don't want to interrupt the feed. But yeah, I dressed up as Miss Universe.
Hi. My youngest is a knight.
Yes.
She's come to take me away and burn me for the heretic I am. Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha.
Go play.
You're adorable.
So, she is. She wanted to be a knight this year, and her costume was like the easiest to put together. So
sweet.
Dollar Tree is great. Dollar Tree is fantastic.
Yeah. Every once in a while, Dollar Tree for the win.
Yeah, her costume's not complete. We need to get her some a top that's warmer, that's black, and some bottoms that are warmer, that's black.
I got black. Sure.
Okay. Well, long sleeves. Long sleeves. No, that's what we got to get you, so you don't freeze to death on Halloween because it's supposed to be cold. So we're prepared for Halloween. We got all the costumes except for that. That's literally the only thing we need, and that'll cost me like max $10 at Walmart. I don't know what I'm gonna be for Halloween yet.
Wait.
Awesome.
So we're good to go there. Alrighty. So today's live stream. Say what?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I was drifting off again. I said, are you going to do a family costume?
Probably not. If I do family costume, Justin's got a Han Solo costume, and I've got Princess Leia, so we could do that. I was
Your
Princess
kids
Leia
can be
last
Yoda
year.
and a Wookiee. Wookiee and
No.
Chewbacca.
Yeah.
No, Chewbacca
The
is
girls-
a Wookiee. My bad.
No.
My bad.
The girls are wearing the costumes that they're going to be.
There we go.
If anyone dresses as an Ewok, it's going to be me. Speaking of Ewoks, I went to my first belly. No, was it belly dancing? Yeah, I think it was belly dancing. It was not burlesque. It was not burlesque. It was belly dancing. I went to a belly dancing show last year or the year before on May 4th, and it was Star Wars themed. It was amazing. And there was sexy Ewoks, and I loved the idea. So if I have to dress up as an Ewok, I've got inspiration in the form of video that I took that day.
Can you imagine the amount of personal grooming that would have to go into making an Ewok look sexy according to our beauty standards?
Well,
Can you imagine?
I will send you video clips that I took because I filmed the whole damn show. And so there was someone dressed up as in one of those inflatable Jabba the Hutt costumes, and dancing like this and moving around and twirling. It was fantastic fun. Maybe that'll be my next video that I post actually, because I have never posted the clips that I took from that show, and I still want to. So maybe that's what I'll do, is I will post the clips that mesh all the pieces together and post that, because that was fantastic fun. There's a bear next to me now.
This Sunday morning is ready to go.
Hello.
She's dressed in her costume. She's going to be Dragulora for Halloween from Monster High. The only thing I told her to do, she could not wear the wig, and I'm not doing face paint. Sorry. I just know. We'll see. Maybe on Halloween itself. Excuse me. Sorry.
What about makeup?
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Go play, please. Go play, please. All right. So we ready to do this?
Yes.
Let's do our goals. We're gonna do first a recap of September, October goals, and then we'll go straight into November, December. I've got nights beating my guests. Justin had his birthday bash yesterday, since he turned 30. He turned 30 on Friday. And
welcome to my box, Justin.
And so last night we had a whole bunch of guests over. We ate chili, we had cake, we played video games and had tournaments. I will have video clips of all that because we had some great fun. We had some great fun. And one of our guests stayed over, and now my knight is fighting him with a fake sword, and he's got a broomstick. The other broomstick.
Oh, no. The other broomstick. There's more than one.
He's being swept to death, according to him. So if you hear noise in the background, that's what it is. It's the battle that's going on.
I definitely hear it. It's kind of loud.
Yeah. Maybe they'll take it away.
You never know what to expect on these live streams between chicken emergencies and background horseplay. You never know.
You never know. Not when you have kids and not when you have animals.
No.
Okay.
These animals. Honestly, when I got chickens, I thought they were just going to be hyperactive lawn ornaments, but they are not. They are their own beast.
Oh, speaking of chickens.
Suspect it.
Speaking of chickens, when we're no longer live, I have some fun stuff to tell you about chickens.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to say. I remember what it was you were supposed to do last weekend.
We did it.
Yeah, okay.
It was fun adventures that I'll tell you about after the live stream is done. I can't talk about it live. There's too many people that will come out here and be like, oh, no,
I know, right? But anyways, goals. Goals.
Bi-monthly goals. That's the whole point of this stream. All right. Okay. So, do you want to talk about your goals for September, October 1st, or do you want me to?
I can go ahead and go because I don't actually have a lot to say.
Okay. So, what we're going to do first is we'll go back and forth about the goals that we had for September, October, what we accomplished, and then we'll go back and start over with the new goals for November, December. Please stop doing that. You're shaking the table. Yes.
In the living room?
In the living room, no. In your room, yes. No, because every time you guys turn the living room TV on, it gets noisy and I can't hear anyone, and all they hear is game and movie and TV. So no. Go have fun. Take your shield. Take your shield, my knight. All right, so go ahead and take it away, Amy. Sorry.
Okay, so I had one of those bi-monthlies where even though I worked at all of my goals, I accomplished nothing.
Oh dear.
None of my 6 goals did I actually conclude. So I'm not sure how I feel about this because I did not, like I said, I did not conclude any of them, but I worked consistently and put a huge dent on all 6 of my goals. So I guess if I have to give myself a thumbs up or thumbs down, I'd give myself a thumbs up, but that will lead over into my next bi-monthly goals. What I intend to do is, in essence, the last 2 months of the year just be devoted to just concluding these things that I have not concluded yet, so that when I go into 2018, I can start over with a whole new set of goals.
2019?
Yeah, that's what I said. No.
You said 2018.
I know.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you totally said 2019. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I knew.
Totally did.
Yeah.
Totally did. I heard you wrong.
My mistake.
So what were the goals that you had?
Okay. First goal that I have written down was to have my first rough draft ready so that I could do my first edit during NaNoWriMo, which is not going to happen. At this pace, I will be lucky if I finish my first rough draft during NaNoWriMo. So that was my first goal, and I worked at it, but I'm thinking it's because I talk a lot. I'm a really wordy person, and this is my first time ever, so I'm just writing down everything that's coming out of my mind. Sometimes I'm saying the same thing 2, 3, 4 times until I get it right. So it's going a lot slower than I thought it would. But I have noticed I've been increasing my speed a little bit.
Okay, that's good.
So I'm thinking my original goal was to finish my rough draft before November. I'm going to convert that into finish my rough draft during NaNoWriMo, which we'll see if I can or can't do.
Okay.
My second goal was to finish research. I've got a bunch of just random stuff that I just want to look up. Like, I don't know, just weird stuff in my life that I'm just like, oh, if I just call, they can answer my question in 15 minutes. But if I search it online, I don't have to talk to anybody. So I've got a bunch of research that I still have not concluded.
Okay.
And that kind of bleeds over into my other goal, which was to revamp my finance notebook. I keep all my receipts, and I have a lot of good financial habits. I have no debt. So I've got a lot of good things going for me, but I do not have like a cohesive plan. I have a lot of little good habits that I'm trying to mesh and line them all up so that I have good financial habits, because I've been unemployed for years taking care of the family and everything. And once I finish my SEO certification, I'm going to go back into freelance work. And I'd kind of like to just have all of that in line before I get my first paycheck. So I've did a lot of research on, things like that. And I'm also going to be going back to freelance. So that means I'm going to be getting a lot of, independent contractors, 1044 or something like that.
Okay.
That annoying tax form that you have to fill out if you don't get a W-2. Yeah, those are fun. So stuff like that. I managed to make a dent a little bit, but the big thing that I cannot iron down is the family budget. And just for the last 2 months, every time I'm like, okay, well, how about we try this budget this week? Something happens. And it has been happening consistently for the last 6 weeks. And it's driving me crazy because I'm like, how do we find 6 oh no, when did that happen things in a row? I didn't even know we had 6 oh no, I didn't know that was going to happen things. So the budget thing has not been implemented, which I'm really trying to work towards a family budget. But other than that, I got everybody else on board with some of my other habits, like keeping the receipts and the finance notebook where the receipts for all the bills go. that kind of thing. If you're a homeowner, especially keeping your receipts, because you can write off things like replacing the air filter on your AC unit for your if you're a homeowner and stuff like that. But if you don't have the receipt, you can't claim it. So, you know, good habits like that we're working on. The gardening and yard work was my next goal.
Okay.
And once again, been working on it and not concluded nothing. Between all the storms and it just being fall and there being more leaves and more blah, 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 blah. I've been working on it, but besides bringing in my important plants when it got down into the 30s a couple of nights ago, I haven't really done much of anything. And I managed to kill one of my favorite plants, so I'm pretty upset about it.
Oh no.
And yeah, I'm pissed. I had a Dizzy Gothica plant, which isn't anything super special. I just got it at Lowe's.
Okay.
But Dizzy Gothica elegantissima. And it's tall and it's got a lot of little leaves. You just have to Google it and see what it looks like. And
I don't know if I can
love
spell
it.
that.
It's spelled exactly like it sounds. Dizzy Gothica.
Oh, okay.
Elegant ISMA. And it looks like an Aurelia plant, if anybody knows. That's more popular, but it's basically the same thing. And looks vaguely like a pot plant, a lot of people say, but I don't. I see the similarity, but not enough to mistake it. And but I managed to kill that one, and I really genuinely have no idea how I did it. So I'm upset about it. Yeah, I'm pissed. I've had it for like, this is my year 3. This would have been my 3rd winter bringing it in, and it's in front of the window right now, and it ain't going to make it. I'm thinking about just scrapping it and then going on the hunt for another one. And it's so pretty, too. It's like 2 feet tall. I managed to get it to grow 2 feet in 3 years. I'm pissed. Anyways, have not concluded my yard work, even though I come out here and I do this little project, do that little project. I live in the woods and I have a big extensive garden that's, you know, a cluster of plants under these trees and a cluster of plants under those trees, and got a lot of plants all over the place in the yard. And I have to, you know, scrap the empty planter containers so I can the dirt a little bit for spring, and just stuff that I just got to do. And between my SEO homework and the writing and the research, that's what goes on the back burner, is the gardening stuff. And I made a dent, but didn't wrap that up either. And I really thought I'd be able to wrap it up. But because of the weather and the amount of homework that I have from my next goal, which was my SEO stuff, for anyone interested, anybody who ever watches this in the future, I'm getting an SEO certification through an organization called Course RA. That's how you spell it. Course RA, COURSERA. And it's really, really awesome. Basically what it is it's just a little organization that offers certifications and some degrees and stuff like that for working professionals, and that kind of augment your resume in your career. They don't offer, you know, just basic college courses or anything like that. They offer things that will, if you add them to your resume, are going to make you look even better in your field. And definitely worth checking out. The courses are not expensive. I love it, the way that it's set up. And one of the big perks to it is that there is absolutely no time frames. They do put you in what they call sessions, because you have some peer graded assignments throughout the courses where you can kind of try to be, you know, with a group of people. That way people can be available to edit your work when the time comes. But other than that, you have up to 6 months to complete a 4-week course. And I'm in love with it. And the SEO certification has 6 courses, and I am working on 5 of 6 right now. And 1 and 2 and 3 were all easy for me, even though this is a field I knew absolutely nothing about until I started taking these courses. They were easy, very clear, very very well laid out. And the certification actually comes from University of California, Davis. So the certification, even though I'm getting it through Course RA, I'm technically getting a University of California, Davis SEO certification. And that's what it will read on my certificate. So I'm totally pumped. they're basically a middleman, kind of like a bridge. And everything is available online, no time limits, definitely cheap. The courses so far have only been $80 a piece, and I've gotten financial aid. And so I didn't even have to pay the full $80. But totally in love with it. I'm bragging about it to everybody. Anyways, the reason that this relates back to my goals, since I'm still running my mouth, is courses 1, 2, and 3 I managed to finish in 2, if not 3 weeks of a 4-week course. Always at least 1 week ahead. Course 4 I actually managed to finish 2 weeks ahead, because course 4 was now that I've taken the course, I understand why it was SEO relevant. But at the time, it doesn't actually have a lot of notes that I needed to take that regarded SEO methods and that kind of stuff. So first I was like, why am I taking this? And then by the end of the course, I was like, thank you. I needed that. So high five, Course RA. You knocked it out of the park with that one. But the amount of work that I did not do in course 4 has now transitioned over to course 5.
Oh,
I
God.
have so much work to do. And another thing that's great about the Course RA, and I can't say this for every course because I've only taken the SEO courses so far. I don't want to mess with my student aid, so I haven't branched out and taken a bunch of other courses just yet. But I plan to as soon as I get the certification. Is all of the assignments, with the exception of any peer-graded assignment and a quiz, are participation optional. So if you have crunch time this week and you just don't have time to do these, you don't have to. And if you want to come back to them next week, the week after that, to complete them just for your own sake of doing it, you can. Oh, and these usually are available for free. Most of these courses, you can look at them completely free of charge. You only have to pay when you're trying to get the certificate. So it's
That's
awesome.
cool.
Check it out. I'm in love with it. I'm going to use it for a long time to come. But course 5 has an unbelievable amount of participation optional work to do. And I've been trying to do all of it because I've never done this stuff before. So I'm trying to do all of the assignments. That way I actually do some of the work, learn how do I do this? What should I expect when I see that? Blah, 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 blah. And course 5 has definitely made up for all of the work I did not do in course 4. So I have not gotten ahead on course 5 yet. And I'm on pace. Today would have been the last day of week 2, and I finished week 2 on Thursday. So
Okay.
I'm on pace, not behind yet, but it took me 3 whole days to do 1 week worth of work. They claim it's 6 hours plus 3 or 4 hours of extra work, whatever. Bullshit. It took me maybe about 20 hours to complete this stuff over the course of 3 days. And which I have the luxury to do because I'm not employed. But yeah, so that was my 5th goal. And I'm working on it. I have not fallen behind in any way, so I'm giving myself a green light for that one, but still not a gold star. And my last and final goal was I've got a lot of random little things to do for 2 of my clients. And one of them already has a blog that's up and running, and she wants to expand into YouTube. And the other one is someone who wants to launch their YouTube channel, and they want to have all their duckies in a row before they go live.
Yeah.
So I've got random little things like on the blog, this person is a travel lifestyle blog. And so they have a lot of pictures. And there's something going on with the media library that's causing some kind of crawl anomaly. I have to figure out what that is. Got to figure out how to optimize the blog for speed because there's so many pictures that take so long to load. Random little stuff like that. I've been making a huge dent, but still not done. I still haven't even finished all of the stuff that I knew I had to do, let alone get to the stuff that I discovered I now have to do because I didn't know then that I even had to do it.
Yeah.
So I've been working consistently for these last 2 months on my goals and concluded nothing. So I'm like, the first time we did this, I was like, hell yeah, I finished everything. And this time I'm like, I worked so hard and I finished nothing. But I think that's what these kind of the point of these goals things are, like once you get serious about your goals, you realize that goals are meant to be aspirational. They're meant to be something that you're shooting for. And Of course, there's going to be goals that you have to meet for whatever reason, but it's okay if you don't. Just keep working. So that's what I'm trying to tell myself. What I was telling myself yesterday when I was looking over this list of stuff, like, damn it, I did this and I did that and I did this and I still finished nothing. So that's my 15 minutes of talking about myself. How about you? What were your goals for this bi-monthly set and what did you accomplish?
I had a lot of goals, but thanks to some financial things that cropped up at the very beginning of September, I actually got rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those goals.
Am I gone?
No, you're still there. Did you just turn the YouTube channel blink on? I heard myself echoing. Okay, anyways.
Sorry, hold on.
Might have been on my end.
I accidentally knocked out my headphones. There we go.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yep, that's better. Okay. So I automatically crossed out those ones right away because I knew I wasn't going to get to them thanks to some financial things that were going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
that's always
those
nice,
I'm not even going to mention.
X them. I find some serious validation in that. To be able to just be like, nope, done, scratch it off.
Yep, that's exactly what I did. There are others I did not accomplish at all that I thought I was going to be able to accomplish, and that's kind of different. But if I know that something's not going to happen right away, like within the first 2 weeks of making goals, I go ahead and just scratch it out and pretend it was never on my goals list in the first place. That's exactly what I did with 5 of these items. But the ones that I did have on my list, because I still had a fuck ton, because that's what I do. I am horrible at making a huge list of goals, which I'm working on. But I had on my list to update finances, to finish getting everything ready for Halloween costumes. Going back to the update finances, I'm kind of like you. I was really good back in high school at budgeting myself. And basically, when I had kids, that just went all out the window. And I'm trying to get better about it. The oldest is 7. There's really no excuse for me still to be struggling this much. Like, there's none. I see something pretty and I want it and I buy it kind of thing. And I don't really budget anymore and I need to quit doing that. It's time to start budgeting again. So, but then we were trying to get Halloween costumes. So if nothing else, we want the girls, when they say, I want to be this for Halloween, I try to say, okay, let's do it. I try to encourage their imagination for a while. I'll crush it later. No, not really, but still. So I wanted to make sure we got that.
Wait until they have to start budgeting their money and then crush it.
I'll crush their dreams when they have to start budgeting themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
The next thing I wanted to do was create a YouTube schedule. I have figured that out. I post my tag videos every other Tuesday. I did miss, not last week, but the week before, because I thought I had scheduled them. I thought I scheduled my videos like I normally do, and it turns out that apparently I was not right in the brain because I never even edited them. I had them open to edit them, but I never edited them. I never uploaded them, and I never scheduled them. So my tag video that was supposed to be 2 weeks ago never got scheduled. And the Thursday video, which is my other video, I do either a writing or a day in the life video on Thursdays, every Thursday, that never got posted either. Yeah.
I think the correct answer is wah, wah, wah.
Sad trombone. Sad trombone. But I now have my YouTube schedule fixed so that I am doing tag videos every other Tuesday, and I have either writing or day in the life videos every Thursday, and then I have my live stream every Sunday. That being said, the next 2 Sundays, let's see what they are, because I can't remember off the top of my head.
The 4th and the 11th?
The 4th and the 11th, I will not have a live stream on either of those days, because on the 3rd of Saturday, I'm starting my journey to go to Vegas, and I'm driving, and I'm not going to live stream while I'm driving. It's just not possible. It's not going to happen. And then I'm supposed to be, so I'm not going to be live streaming then because I'll probably still be on the road during live stream time.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be fun because I'm going by myself, I think. Pretty certain I'm going by myself. And I'm driving. Yay.
Yay.
Fun. I'm going to die.
Don't even say that. You got to go through the mountains. You got to drive through the mountains to get there. So yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on the road for 3 days, both ways. I'm going from North
Are you
Carolina.
sure you can't convert to a bus?
Yeah, I'm certain. I'm going from North Carolina to Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada. So this is gonna be fun. I mean, Justin and I went to Montana in 2.5 days back in August, and I did 90% of the driving back then. He spent most of his time asleep trying to figure out what state we were in when he woke up. So, because he's one of those people that if he's not doing something, he falls asleep if he's in the passenger side. Doesn't matter if he's tired or not, he'll just automatically fall asleep, and that's exactly what happened. So, I think the only time he actually took over, like he forced me to stop driving, was when I looked at the road. I was really tired at this point. It was the last night of driving. And I looked at the road and I was like, is that a bush or a deer? He's like, pull over right now.
Good call, Justin. Good call.
I really couldn't tell. I still have no idea because he won't tell me whether it was a bush or a deer. I was hallucinating. It didn't matter which one it was. For all I know, there was nothing there, and I was just seeing things completely. So that's fun.
Yeah, that would be me.
I've
never been a fan of driving.
Yeah. I'm okay with driving, so it's not going to be too terrible. Not going to be too terrible. It honestly, I make it out to be worse than it actually going to be. Really, it won't be that bad. I had a bunch of videos that I wanted to upload that I'd been having sitting in my queue to do for a long time. Like my Q2 reads, my July-August reads, which I still haven't uploaded because I actually need to refilm it. The author confidence tag, the newbie author tag, my VEDA number 4 video. I never uploaded that from Vlog Every Day in August. I never uploaded the 4th video, so I needed to do that. Let's see, is there any other videos? Because I had them spread out over between 2 pages of stuff. For those who don't know, I write all my goals on sticky notes that I put in my planner. I also wanted to update my planner, which... yeah, we're not even gonna talk about that. I change it every week, so that got accomplished, but it changes every week. So
I'm thinking about experimenting with some planners too, and I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and just bite the bullet financially, and I'm only going to start trying out blank planners. That way I can, if I put this planner down because it's not working for me, I can come back to it in 6 months or a year, turn to the new fresh page and come back to it. I think that's what I'm going to try out in this next year. Because what I have noticed is I keep a notebook in my purse.
Yeah.
And my notebook is actually, it usually ends up being the calendar from the year before. I like to get those calendar notebooks that are like 6 by 8. They have like the magnetic flap. Yeah, like the magnetic flap that holds them shut. And they got like a little pocket on the inside back cover. Love those. And so I get one every year and I'll use them until like April. And that'll be about springtime for me. And that's when my goals change from, you know, basically sitting around and keeping the house clean because it's cold. I hate the cold. So I barely come out of the house from like November to February. But then in April, everything takes off for me and my actually writing down my stuff in my planner falls behind. So I'm thinking I'm going to invest from now on and only get blank planners.
That's actually a really good idea. I kind of like that idea.
Yeah.
Let's see.
They're always more expensive. You can get the exact same damn planner with no dates in it. And it'll be at least $5, if not $10 more expensive. And I'm like, how? Why? You're ripping me off because you know that I'm seeking this out specifically for a reason. Makes me so mad. Right now, my notebook in my purse is my 2017 calendar with the flabby thing. I made it till like February and then completely forgot I even had it. So now that's my notebook that I keep in my purse whenever I'm like, oh shit, write that down. You know? Your purse
ate it.
Yeah, I know,
it was
right?
gone forever. There were no survivors.
Yeah. You also do some planner reviews, right? For your channel and stuff like that?
I did a review for the Exceed planner. I have video footage of when I was trying to do a bullet planner, but since I basically used that for like 2 months before completely switching, I haven't even looked at that footage to see if it was even decent footage, honestly.
Yeah.
So, meh.
Meh.
I might go back and do that again. Bullet journaling just didn't work for me. I like having the pre-printed stuff because I don't like having to do it every month and write down everything every month. So, the flexibility of it worked for me, but having to draw out the calendars and the weeklies and even if I just switched to doing just the monthlies, that was still, I was like, oh, this is taking so much time. I don't like this. So
we should do a video where we talk about how I implement my version of the bullet journal, because I have a similar thing. You should definitely do that.
We'll probably plan that for December then, because that would be good since we'll be going from December into January into a new year. That would actually be a very good, kind of like how we did the Scrivener chat. We can do a planning into the new year kind of thing chat.
Sweet. Sounds good to me.
Let's plan that, because we're doing nothing but write-ins in November when I do my live streams, and the ones I do. Yeah. The live streams I do in November, when I do them, will be write-ins since it's NaNoWriMo. But we'll get to that later. Let's see, what else do I got on here? Let's go ahead and move on with the rest of my goals, because I still have a lot. I wanted to edit and rewrite Hunter's Betrayal, and actually this was one of the first ones I did not accomplish. I talked about it in a couple of my write-in live streams that I was burnt out, and I'm gonna have to force myself to work through that because my editor is waiting on this story. Because I'm doing rounds after her first edit, but at least I discovered why I'm burnt out, and I actually do already have a video filmed about that I will be uploading soon, talking all about burnout and why with this particular one I hit a burnout. Because I discovered it wasn't the writing itself, there was other things involved. But that's for later. What else do I have? I had the LLC research I wanted to do, as well as the business loan research I wanted to do. I did both of those. However, I discovered a lot of things that, again, I have another video on later that I'll be talking about those. I wanted to read 8 books, at least 2 nonfiction. I have a goal to read 12 nonfiction books in a year, which is 1 a month. So I accomplished that one.
Oddly enough, I have one to read 12 fiction books in a year, because my reading is almost exclusively nonfiction.
And see, mine's mostly fiction. Our reading tastes are opposite.
Yes.
My reading is mostly fiction, so I have to force myself to read nonfiction. And I'm discovering with each month I read a new nonfiction book, I'm discovering what my personal tastes are with nonfiction are, because it's such a broad range of material out there for nonfiction. It's really difficult for me to find something I like. And this year I've mostly stuck with writing related stuff, but I have branched out a couple of times this year and even last year when I first set a similar goal to start reading more nonfiction. Last year my goal was a little bit more broad. It was just to read more nonfiction, whereas this goal I said I'm going to read 1 a month at least. But I have discovered over time more what my preferences are where nonfiction is concerned. And that's been interesting to learn, actually. It's been an interesting journey.
That would make a good video, too.
Yeah, because until last year, I think, except for stuff I had to read for school, I don't think I read any nonfiction until last year, period.
That is crazy to me.
I imagine it's crazy for you since that's mainly what you read.
Yeah, it is. The only time I go over into the fiction side of the library, because we go to the same library.
Yep.
So all of the fiction is on the left side and all of the nonfiction is on the right. The only time I go into the left side of the library is when I'm trying to find my sister, because I'm ready to go. That's pretty much the only time I go over there. I have gotten into graphic novels lately. You kind of got me into graphic novels. You suggested one. I can't remember what it was, but you suggested it a couple of weeks ago when we were at the library at the same time. And I read it, and I was like, I kind of like this one. So
I don't remember what it was.
I can't either. It was I remember I had a girl on the front. I had a demon woman on the front, and she had like something like a cell phone in her hand. And I remember looking at it like, okay, if you say so.
I
And
really
then it
don't
turned out to
remember
be
which
pretty
one it
good.
was.
I can't either. I think it was like Switchblade or something. I don't know. But I liked it, whatever it was.
I don't know. We'll have
I'm
to figure
reading
it
the
out.
Abe Sapien ones right now. Abe
Okay.
Sapien, Dark, and something. But
Huh.
anyways, your
I'll
next
have
goal.
to. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
No, sorry. I'm so sorry. I keep interrupting you and
You're
distracting you. I'm
good.
so sorry.
Hey, that's what we live for on these live streams.
Me
We
running
live
my
for
mouth and you trying to be
the
professional.
discussions. We live for the discussions that take us off topic.
Off topic in between animal attacks and
Animal
child
attacks.
knights baby in the background.
Yep. The sounds of battle in my house.
Oh, life happening.
Life happens even when you're live.
I know, right? That's a good one. That'd make a really good one for you to put bloopers if you ever
We need
edit
a-
your videos. Life happens even when you're live. You got video of me screaming out the window, "Hey, stop it!" At the coyote in the woods.
Yeah, I remember that. That was
Can you hear
fantastic.
in the background right now? I can. I do my live streams. We have a camper, and it's this old retro camper. I love it, and it's in a general state of disarray at the moment, but you can't see it, so I didn't even actually have to say that. But I do my live streams from a camper so that everybody in the house, they don't have to be quiet for me. And I have the luxury of having a spot where I can go and I still have Wi-Fi. So I'm like, just stay out of my camper for the next 2 hours. Leave me alone. So, but unfortunately, the camper is parked right next to the chicken coop. It's like 12 feet away from the chicken coop, and that's where the nests are. So all that hullabaloo you're hearing in the background right now is just one or two hens and they're pissed off because they want the same nest. And all that mess in the background.
Today?
I always feel so bad whenever there's something chicken related, and I'm like, stop it! Stop being an animal, behave yourself!
Stop being an animal, behave yourself.
Yeah.
We need to make T-shirts with some of these phrases. We need to make a T-shirt that says "Life happens even when you're live," and "Stop being an animal and behave yourself."
You should totally check that out, though. That might be one, because YouTube has merch, and they let YouTube creators submit stuff. That would be a funny thing to say, and then submit to the YouTube shop. Life happens even when you're live.
I think that would be fantastic. We should do this.
Yeah.
Okay. Going
Anyways.
back to the goals.
So sorry.
The next
I'm going to
thing.
shut up and let you finish your goal list without interrupting you. I promise.
You're good because I'm gonna have a slight discussion with this one, on my end at least. So my next goal was to write the AOM submission, which was the Age of Magic submission. And if you haven't watched any of my live streams, basically what happened is Age of Magic is this really long series within a world created by Michael Anderle called the Kurtherian Gambit, if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. But the world is called Kurtherian Gambit. It's kind of a post-apocalyptic urban fantasy space adventure kind of thing. And what I mean by that is it's vampires that start the apocalypse, and it travels through this span of years. Like the first original series takes place over the course of 300 years, and then there's different ages, like eras, kind of like we have in actual time. We have the Ice Age and the prehistoric ages and all that, dark ages and all that jazz. It's got different segments of eras that cover a course of so many years as well. But Age of Magic was accepting new authors. It's kind of the post-apocalyptic fantasy when the world Earth started over kind of thing. And they were accepting submissions. And
you beasted it, no doubt.
I beasted it in 2 days. I wrote 3,000 words across 2 days, edited it, submitted it at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and 2 days later, I heard back from the first judge that I had passed on to round 2, and I am still waiting to hear back about this round, but hopefully that happens soon. I had to write a paragraph synopsis of book 1. Then I had to write a paragraph synopsis of all 4 books because they want you to plan for writing 4 books in each arc. Oh, that was difficult. So difficult.
I remember talking about that one on the live stream.
I hated it so much. I am one of those people, I really don't mind writing synopsises because it's kind of sort of what I do when I first start planning a story. But write a paragraph synopsis for 4 books, like 1 paragraph that includes information about all 4 books,
Yeah, that's like
was
max 3
so
sentences for a whole
difficult.
book.
Yeah, it was. I think I actually had a total of 12 sentences in the end. I don't even remember at this point. I'd have to read back over my email to tell you how many sentences it actually was. But writing it was so difficult. Like, I was dying by the end of the night. I remember that I wrote that for one of the live streams, actually, and I just struggled with it so much. But yeah, so that is like the goal that I am the proudest of that I accomplished this month.
Woohoo! You do
Because
deserve
I
a
did
gold
it.
star for that one. Gold star. Gold star.
That needs a giant gold star. It needs like 5 gold stars. Nope,
Oh
7
yeah,
gold
we're gonna
stars.
get one of those big ass gold stars that's got like embossing and shit on it, and we're going right on your forehead.
Achievement unlocked.
Woo-hoo!
Yes.
We've
But
got to make those.
I know. I got. That was one of the things I crossed off. I knew I wasn't going to get to it this month thanks to some of the other things going off.
Yeah, that was one of your cross-offs.
Yeah, and the last one. Okay, then the next 2 goals. I'm gonna go ahead and try wrapping this up. The last 2 goals that I did accomplish. I never put the star next to it. My sticker saying I accomplished it. The Sunday live streams. I think I did a live stream. I think I did one for almost every Sunday these past 2 months. I think there was one
or 2.
I think I only missed 1 or 2. There was one where I didn't do it at the time I usually do it. I usually do mine at 10 a.m. Eastern, but I did get on when I finally got out of bed. I did do a live stream that day. It just was later. I didn't broadcast it, and that was actually last weekend, I believe, because it was just an update, basically what was going on and
I think it was, yeah.
what I was doing personally, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last goal that I did not accomplish this. This was one of the 2 that there's only 2 I didn't accomplish this time. And that was organize my computer files. In fact, actually, this was what affected a lot of the other ones that I finally ended up marking off my list. I want to organize my laptop is dying a slow and painful death. It is like 5 years old. It's given me the blue screen of death 2 times. I've had suggestions on how to fix that, but at the same time, I have got to organize all the computer files and back them up again. I usually back them up once a month, but everything is in so much disarray. There's different files that have been updated, saved in multiple different places. And what I wanted to do was organize all my computer files so that everything was up to date and everything was the same across all of my saving devices, because I have my external hard drive, I have my flash drives, I have my tablet, and I have my laptop. So that's what I've been trying to do. And as soon as I sat down and started this project on my laptop, not even the other devices, on my laptop, I was like, oh shit, this is going to take me 1,000 years.
I was thinking about this because
didn't get that one done.
You told me your files the other day. I was thinking about this, how to help you, like if I had any good advice, and I think you might actually benefit from going ahead and investing in one of those cloud services, like Dropbox or something like that. I mean, I know it's just an additional expense throughout the month that you could avoid because you have so many devices. Yeah. But I don't know. I was going to recommend it. Okay, here's what went through my mind. I was going to recommend it because you have so many devices. You can access your account from so many devices. Mm-hmm. And then it occurred to me that if you do transition your job and leave Dell where you are now and go to a full-time writer and all that, you'll no longer have the so many devices issue. Yeah. So I was going to recommend the Dropbox thing, because I recommend that for anybody who has multiple devices. Way back in the day, that was how me and the team that I was working with when I was a freelancer, that was how we fixed the whole I'm working on this part in North Carolina because I'm a freelancer, and you're working on that part in Maryland because you actually work with the company. Everybody logged in and saved their files to the same Dropbox.
Yeah.
And so definitely mull that around for anybody else who's ever in that situation. If you don't see an end to the multiple devices any soon, it might be worth it to access something on the cloud, some kind of cloud service, but that won't really be so much of an issue for you in another 2 months.
Yeah, 2 or 3 months, and I won't have that issue anymore because I won't be switching between so many devices. I'll be switching between 2.
And you'll have all of those devices with you. Currently, you
With
also
me.
use a computer at work to do some work.
Yeah.
And
Go play.
Like this?
Go play. Yes, it's pretty. Yeah, go play.
I wait.
Yes, I know.
Come on.
Go play.
This, you can see this horse.
Life happens even when you're live.
like Lego creations, they get
I love
top
Legos.
priority.
I love
do too.
Legos. What is it, by the way? What did you make? Is it a plane? Is it a spaceship? Is it a boat? Spaceship!
Looks like a boat to me.
Spaceship! That feels weird. Please
Space
stop doing
boat.
that. Space boat. Okay. Space boat. Go play. Okay, son.
I do
Wow.
have to say one thing though. When I was over there visiting with you the other day, you showed me some of the perks of having a 17-inch laptop.
Yes.
And now I can't stop thinking about getting a 17-inch laptop because up until you showed me that, I didn't care. I'm like,
Yeah.
15 inches is fine for me. And 15 inches is consistently about $150 cheaper than 17 inches.
Yeah.
And because I'm going to be replacing my laptop for Christmas. I've been trying to replace it since last Christmas. And every time they have big sales and I'm like, oh, check this out, something happens. You know, because you know what's been happening in my life for the last year or so.
Yeah.
But for the last year or so, it's not me. It's not me failing to plan for this shit. It's life just
Life happens even when you're live.
Yes. So,
I'm gonna be saying that forever now.
I know, right? And but my laptop is 6 years old, so I have to replace it. I actually have tried to use some of the programs that I need for the SEO, and they freeze my laptop, just completely lock it up. It took 14 hours for my laptop to start. And I was like, we're going to fix this right fucking now. So it took 14 hours for it to start. And then it still took me 4 hours after that just to get it to open the programs section so I could uninstall this program that I knew was the problem. So I'm like, I have to replace, and that's a program that I have to use. I'm not going to be able to get around using that. So,
because you use it for your SEO stuff, I bet, don't you?
Yes.
Oh, that sucks.
And it's one of the big main ones that I kind of, like I said, there are other services, but either way, I'm going to have to download something, whatever. But now I keep looking at it, and where I was going to try to keep it like ballpark $500, $500 or less. Now I'm looking at all the 17 inches, and now I'm like $600 or less. Like, because I've got a terabyte. I've got, I don't do gaming, so I don't have to have like, extra high graphics or extra RAM or whatever. I've got really basic laptop needs, and I've got external hard drives and all that stuff for everything else. So I wasn't really looking to get, the like $1,000 new Fandangled, all those goodies. I'm like, no, it's just something that meets my needs. I'm fine. And now I'm looking at all those damn 17-inch laptops, and I'm like, man, my budget just went up like $200, and it's all Skye's fault.
She's my fault.
She's the one that showed me the 17-inch screen and what it does, and now I'm like, shit, I need that. So,
sorry.
So thanks a lot.
I love my 17-inch. I love my 17. And actually, what I would like to do. By the way, we have had people talking in the chat. We've had Amy and Dorothea, and Alina just joined in. Hello, everyone, since I've been talking to you guys in the chat, but I haven't actually said it on the screen. Hello. Welcome to the Halloween-ish live stream. We're dressed up. She's dressed her icon finally. And I've dressed up in the witch's costume. My hat is not staying on, but here's my hat if you're just joining us, Alina. and we're talking about our goals. We just finished up talking about our goals that we did for September, October, and soon we'll be going into November, December. We're just talking about our laptops right now because she was over at my house and she saw my 17-inch and she's kind of in love with it. But my eventual goal is I want a clicky-clack keyboard, which is what I call the keyboards. I think they're gaming keyboards, actually. I want one of those so bad because it sounds like you're typing on a typewriter. I think that's awesome.
Okay.
I want one of those. And then eventually I do want a bigger, when I have an office, I want a bigger monitor. I want to get at least basically a small TV for a monitor. Let's face it, I want a small TV for a monitor. Just so I'm blind. I really need to schedule an eye appointment. It was one of the things that got crossed off my list thanks to finance stuff. Because I knew it wasn't going to happen. But I really need to get my eyes checked out. I really need to get glasses. I know I do. I'm a blind motherfucker. So, oh well.
About this, we were talking about this when I was over there the other day.
Yeah.
I can see fine, but I squint a lot because my eyes are like overly sensitive to light. So everybody thinks that I can't see. And I'm like, no, I can see just fine. It just hurts if I don't squint because so much light comes in my eyes at one time. I've had migraines my whole life. Yeah, I know, right?
You're a bloody vampire. You can't handle the light. It burns.
So your small TV thing is like a nightmare for me. I'm like, that's just too much screen at one time. My eyes are gonna roll into the back of my head.
But yeah, that's hashtag goals.
It's not actually that unrealistic though, because you can get some of those small TVs for like $75 at Walmart. Mm-hmm. That and a $10 HDMI cord, and you've got exactly what you're asking for right now.
Yeah, and I would have to turn down the brightness because I do have the same problem you're talking about. Whereas if something's too bright, it hurts my eyes. I turned on my computer this morning and started using it, and I was like, oh God, why is it so bright? It's the same brightness it always is, but I was like, ah.
I do that with my cell phone. Like, I absolutely hate rolling over and turning on my cell phone to see what time it is. So, because of the, my eyes in the middle of the night. No, I don't do it half the time.
I keep the brightness on my cell phone down to like 30% because I can't, and even that's still too bright for me. I can't handle that half the time.
Yeah, I think mine is like 18.
Oof, yours is even lower than mine.
Where did it go?
Mm-hmm.
Go play in your room. Go play. Life happens even when you're live. I'm telling you, I'm going to be saying that all day today. Even after we're no longer live, I'm going to be saying that.
Yeah, the next time somebody interrupts you, I'm live right now, okay? Live, you're just going to have to wait.
All right.
So what were the ones that you just completely marked off your list? And do you think you will be reinstating any of those in your upcoming list?
Yes and no. So like the ones
I have to be honest. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Sorry. But I have to be honest. I'm asking because somewhere on that list there should have been a certain screenplay that you haven't been reading yet. And
that was on my list, yes, and it hasn't happened.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
That's actually the first one that was on there. That's the read Amy's screenplay and give her feedback on it. That was the first one I was going to mention. I still haven't done it. I have read like the first.
At least I made it to the top of the list. At least I'm at the top of the list now.
There was like 2 or 3. I've read 2 or 3 pages of it, but it is. I think we talked about it on one of my other live streams. It is such a different format to read a screenplay that it's just. I am struggling with it, not because of your writing and not because of what it's not because I don't like it, I don't understand it or anything like that. It's just the format of screenplays themselves. It's really hard for me to read a screenplay. And that's why I struggle with it now more than ever. I think I've read the first 3 pages like 5 or 6 times, and I haven't gotten any further than that just because I'm struggling with the fact that it's a screenplay so much. I feel so guilty about that.
Imagine trying to write it. Imagine talking as much as I do and having to write as little as in that screenplay.
Yeah, and that's the part that's boggling to me because you do talk a lot, and I don't mean that to be as a bad thing because it's not a bad thing.
Oh yeah, no,
but
it's my thing.
cutting it down to for a screenplay. I don't know how you do it, man. I don't understand it. Yes,
it
I
was
see
not
you have a
easy. It
baby
took me
bear.
about 2 years
Go
to
take your
finish
room.
the project.
Okay.
Baby.
But yes,
About
that one
6 months
is
just rewriting.
yeah, that goal is being transferred into the new set of
Okay,
goals. And
Now
maybe
I
it'll
will
get done
shut
by the
up.
end of this year.
Yeah, now I will let you get to the question that I actually asked. I had caffeine this morning, in case you're wondering why I'm extra talkatively obnoxious.
That's not good.
So,
You are insensitive to caffeine. It
I
affects
am
you in
very
so many
sensitive
ways.
to caffeine. I am so sorry.
It's all
Anyways,
good.
what goals did you have that were marked off that you will be transitioning into your new bi-monthly goal list?
Okay, so the ones that are going to be transferring, other than that one, is I wanted to update my website. I wanted to create my newsletter. The reason that the newsletter got marked off was I wanted to wait until I decided that would be better to wait until after my Vegas trip, to learn everything I'm going to learn at the Vegas trip, and then go from to the update website and the create newsletter. So those two were marked off for that reason specifically. I decided that would be a better thing to do. So those will be transferring.
Okay.
The last ones that were marked off were all due to financial reasons, and they will not be transferring until I've got those financial things taken care of, which will be after my Vegas trip, because a lot of it was affected by my Vegas trip and some change of plans with my Vegas trip. Originally, I was going with a friend who bailed on me, and the cost that we were supposed to be splitting, or I thought we were supposed to be splitting, I'm now paying for myself, and that affected everything else. So that will not go back on the list. They will probably wait until the new year to go back on my list at all. And that is my eye exam that I need to schedule and go ahead and do, because I know I need glasses. I had glasses back from 2008 to like 2013. I had glasses. And I was at work one day and I lost my glasses to the scrap box gods. Like, I'm pretty certain I had them in my front pocket of one of my work shirts and they fell out in the scrap box. I'm pretty damn certain, because I had them when I went to work and then I no longer had them when I left. Pretty certain that's what happened to them, since I put my glasses in my pocket all the time. But I've never gone back to get those glasses replaced. So that's what I need to do.
5 years later.
10 years later, I need to get my eyes checked again. So go figure. I haven't been to the eye doctor since 2008. So, nah. Time to get that changed.
Brace yourself for bad news, because you are not going to like whatever they tell you when you go into that appointment.
Oh, I already know. I already know that whatever prescription I had for my eyes back then is going to need to be stronger now, because I'm having more problems now than I did back then.
Yeah.
One of the main things that was like, okay, I think it's time to go back to the doctor. I can't read this, and it's like 5 inches from my face. Yeah.
How do you manage that with your writing? Do you just like blow up your print really big?
Yeah, actually I do. Or I just sit really close to my computer, my tablet, and I'm like, do. See me at work. I'm sitting like this, like my face is like 5 inches from both monitors, and I'm like, everyone's like, I can tell you're working right now. I was like, how can you tell? They were like, you're really close to your screen. I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. I'm working right now. I'm not just sitting at the work.
If I was that close, my eyes would roll into my head. So much light coming in my eyes at one time.
Oh, God.
I can't even have exposed bulbs in the house. Every single bulb that we have in the house has a lamp shade over it, because I can't even have light go right directly into my eyes. It hurts.
It hurts, man.
But
the lights,
I also
it burns.
can't stand to not have enough light either. It's weird. Like, there's a lot of lamps in the house. They just all have shades on them, so I don't have to see any bulbs.
Yeah, there's a ton of lamps in my house.
Can you hear that chicken? Can you hear him?
I don't hear your chicken, but I'm pretty certain you can hear my birds. Grace decided to wake them up.
Oh.
So my birds are making noise.
I heard them, yeah. Your birds sound cute, though. My birds sound invasive.
Your birds sound like chickens.
Yes, thank you.
My birds sound like parakeets. There's a difference in the species.
Yeah, a little bit.
just a little.
I was just asking because I left the door open on the camper, and up until now it hasn't been an issue. But one of our younger roosters, my new favorite rooster, discovered that the door is open, and so he started out sitting on the door frame, and then when he got the girl's attention, he moved like 2 feet into the camper. He's laying down on the floor, like in a nest position, kicking the dirt, kicking nothing, to make it look like, hey, this is a good spot to lay your egg. This is a good spot right here. And now there's 4 hens in here checking
He is
out
strutting
what he's
around.
doing.
He's
No,
strutting around.
He's
And
doing what roosters do, but
he's doing what roosters do.
did you know they do that? That was a weird thing that I never suspected when I
I've
didn't have
seen it with
chickens.
my
I never
parents' chickens.
suspected. Yeah, the roosters find little nooks and crannies and they show them to the girls. Hey, this is a good spot.
Yep.
This is a good spot.
I feel like
Oh,
that's their
no.
main job, other than crowing and giving the hens the time of their life.
Scissors for this.
What do you need scissors for that for? What is that?
Cutting this off from the chair.
Okay.
Yeah, I think all roosters have that whole like I'm a gift to women complex. I'm like I'm a gift to the hens. I'm a gift to the flock.
They should be so lucky I've chosen them.
I know, right? I'm like, yeah, you better keep that gift in check, or I'm gonna lock your ass up until you get chopped.
You're gonna
We
become
still
Din
have
Din.
that shit. Yeah, we still have that shit rooster that I was complaining about the other day. We've got coyotes, we've got foxes, we've got stray dogs, stray cats, snakes, we've got everything. So from time to time, we will hang on to a medium to bad rooster until we get a good rooster. And that's the window that we're in right now. We have 3 young roosters who are nice, and we're trying to give them a chance to grow up to see who grows up to be a good rooster. And in the interim, we've got that little shit. So
the little shit will become Din Din.
Oh, I don't like him, but he never attacks me, and I'm not the chicken lady, but he has drop kicked my sister 3 times, and she is the chicken lady. So
he's mean cock.
He crossed the line. He crossed the line, and he beats up some of my favorite hens. It's just, anyways, goals. Don't get me started about these chickens. I'm sorry.
We'll talk chickens later. Maybe that's what we'll do one day. We'll just have a whole conversation live stream on my other channel. Like my personal channel about chickens and what we like and what we hate about them, because I'm gonna be homesteading soon-ish in like the next year. So I'm gonna be doing all the things you're doing with chickens now in a year's time, and I'm starting to do them now with my parents. Whenever my mom's like, "Hey, we're doing this. You want to come help?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Let's do this." So yeah, we could have a whole chat about this another time. But the rest of the goals that were all financially based was I wanted to update all my credit card stuff. That didn't happen. It started. It was kind of like with your goals. I started doing it, and then I didn't finish it. We were gonna go to Fayetteville Comic-Con. My sister ended up going, and I kind of wish I had gone, but tickets were like $15 per person. The girls weren't going to be interested in just walking around. There was really no panels that I really wanted to go to. When I looked at the panel list, there wasn't any real guests that I wanted to. Like, I would have been cool to meet them, but I wouldn't have been able to do any autographs or anything like that because I didn't have the extra money to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we decided not to go. And then, of course, at the end of the day, someone posted a picture that made me wish I had gone. There was someone dressed up as Ludo and a fiery thing from the Labyrinth.
Oh, cool.
I looked at the picture and I was like, oh man, and that would have been the day we went. We would have gone on a Saturday and we would have seen them. It made me sad. Because I love the Labyrinth. Like, I want Sarah's little white gown that she wears in the ballroom scene. I think that's a spectacular ball gown. I love it, and I would totally cosplay as Sarah one day. And let's face it, I would cosplay as everyone from that cast. Honestly, I would go as Sir Didymus. I would go as the damn dog. I would go as Huggle. I would go as fuck it. I'll go as the Goblin King. I will do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would have been really cool to see. Is Ludo and the fiery thing. I thought that was spectacular, and I missed it.
Cool.
Oh well.
Bumper.
The last thing on my list was, it actually deals with the website and newsletter. It is Achievement Unlocked. I want to make graphics to put on my website and in my newsletters. Whenever I accomplish something, we go, Achievement Unlocked. It was an idea that Amy actually gave me that I still haven't implemented. I implemented it sort of in my planner. Whenever I complete projects, I put a sticker and I say, Achievement Unlocked, and I talk about what it is that I accomplished. But I want to do that on my website, and on this channel as well. I'll put graphics and be like, achievement unlocked. So
I was looking at your website the other day, and I have some ideas, and I think that I know how to recommend implementing that.
We'll talk about those later off stream.
Off stream, yes.
Off stream. Sorry, everyone who's watching this and be like, there's going to be talking about a lot of stuff off stream, but why won't they talk about it on stream? There's reasons.
There's reasons.
We'll get back to it eventually. Maybe we'll talk about it in stream later.
Ooh. Real life can't always go live.
Yep, real life cannot always go live. There we go.
Yeah.
Life happens when you're live, but real life can't always happen live.
Yep.
All right. So we've talked about what goals we've talked over an hour for what goals we accomplished and did not accomplish for September, October. So you mentioned that a lot of your September, October goals were probably going to transfer into November, December. So what goals are you doing in November, December?
I have, as far as my end of the year thing goes, my, game plan for the last 2 months of the year, I have two things. One is a new laptop, and that's where I'm going to be applying all of my wiggle room in the budget. I was talking about, when I was talking about the family budget the other day with everybody else, I was saying, that's what I want, and it's going to be $400 at least. I'm thinking probably more like $5 or $6, because I also want to get a 1-year subscription to that Office 365. I decided to go ahead and go for it, because if I get clients, I'm going to need a way for them to see files and stuff like that. So I decided to just go for it. Probably still going to buy the Office suite, because the idea of my device becoming useless as soon as my subscription expires infuriates me. But I have a whole year to come up with the money. So basically having the conversation saying, the thing that I want is going to be really expensive. So don't worry about buying me other stuff. Like I really want this. Any money that you're thinking about, applying towards, I've been getting into hair products a lot lately, more than I ever have in my life before, because I have curly hair and I've never taken care of it. And now my friend's blog is all about curly hair and all that stuff. And I just kind of got into it, the idea of taking care of my hair. And so there are things like that, that I know people know what I want and they want to get me this or that. And I'm like, no, I want the laptop. If you're going to spend $50 on that present for me, give $50 to my budget for my laptop, please.
There you go.
So, that is my biggest financial goal. So it'll be, moderating a lot of my other behavior.
Okay,
and
give me
I want to. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, what is it? Go ahead. Sorry.
I had something about your laptop. I have several people I can talk to since your original goal was $400. I know what specifics you're looking for. I can talk to those people and see if maybe they can find you deals. But the other thing you want to do is possibly wait until either Black Friday or Cyber Monday. If you've got the budget to do stuff by then, that is the best time. I bought my laptop in February, but I did discover that when I found my laptop and knew the one I wanted to buy, it was, if I had bought it on either Black Friday or Cyber Monday, it would have been like $200 cheaper than what I paid for it.
Yeah, I'm thinking Cyber Monday. I'm really thinking Cyber Monday, because I'm okay with buying something online and picking it up in the store. So I don't really like the idea of getting things shipped to my home, but I'm totally cool with getting stuff shipped to the store.
I was going to say, you could get it from the store. You can have it shipped to my house. You know my address, or I can give it to you if you don't, and just have it shipped to my house, and I'll be like, take it over to you.
I finally figured out how to get around the whole, they won't ship to your address. They won't ship to your P.O. box. There we go. I figured out how to get around that.
I keep forgetting you have a P.O. box. Don't ask me why.
And, but I figured out how to get around that. But anyways, I like ship to store too. Because up until the point where I get my hands on it, nobody but people who will be required to replace it should it be broken get to touch my laptop.
That makes sense.
So, yeah. But anyways, yeah, definitely. If you know anybody who can tell me if there's any good deals coming up. I'm leaning
Yep.
towards Cyber Monday. I just don't know if I'll actually have $400 to $600 for myself by Cyber
Okay.
Monday. But
Well,
anyways,
I'll get you some recommendations.
yes, please. My second goal that is kind of going to moderate all the rest of my behavior is I'm trying to finish my SEO certification by the end of the year. I'm on
Okay.
course 5 out of 6, and I have 2 weeks left in it. And course 6 should be 4 weeks. If not 4 weeks, 6 weeks. I'm not sure. But I'm trying really hard to finish it by the end of the year. And we've got, I think like 9 weeks left in the year, and I only have 6 weeks of courses. So my only issue is that there's a 2-week buffer for my financial aid to go through between the day that I end this course and the day that I start that course. But I get access to the materials immediately, so I could technically get ahead. So I'm going to try to do anything and everything I possibly can to make sure that I finish my SEO certification by the end of the year.
Okay.
I feel like you know what I'm talking about. This has been such a life-changing year for me, and I'm not going to not let myself reach that goal. So I'm
You've got
going to
this.
finish my SEO regardless of whatever else I have to put aside to do so. And I'm going to have to, whether I like it or not, financially take the leap and replace the laptop.
Okay. So
And
those
since
are
this
the
is
top
going to be
two
a
goals
work
because of that.
laptop, yes, because this is going to be a work laptop, I'm even considering paying that $120 to get the all coverage insurance, because this is going to be an investment for me. It's just a matter of, like I said, I'm unemployed. So my budget is coming out of the family budget.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. So, those are going to be my 2 things that determine everything else that I do. My secondary goals, like writing my my first rough draft for my book, that's just a personal goal that I really, really want to achieve. But when I compare it to the SEO that I might actually, be able to relaunch my career with, I also put that one to the side. That's what I've been doing lately. That's what's been suffering. The writing my book and the yard work are the 2 things that's been suffering for my SEO and my just everyday life needs. Those are my 2, like I said, that are just gonna control everything else. I'm gonna try my best to finish my rough draft by the end of November. I've been working on it, but I still haven't even finished how we talked in the other day about NaNoWriMo prep in our live stream. And I said I had 10, I have 47 scenes total, and I had started working on about 10 of them. And that would give me, if I finished those before NaNoWriMo, that would give me 37 scenes to write in 30 days for my NaNoWriMo pacing. And I have not completed those 10 scenes, and I've got 3 days. So I'm not even keeping up with that, but I'm working on it. I have been working on it, just not nearly as much as I should. So SEO and getting the laptop is going to affect my finance notebook, that kind of stuff. Finish the gardening and the yard work. I don't have any choice but to make time for, because if I don't, I'll kill my plants. So that's going to be something that I have to get around to. I've got so much to do throughout the day, like, just real life and chickens and life and family and running errands and shit. Like, it's amazing to me how you can spend the whole day doing something and have nothing to mark off your list at the end of the day. That it's never ceased to amaze me now that I'm a grown up.
Start small.
Yeah. So, I'm going to have to make time for that, whether I like it or not.
Yeah, because winter's coming.
Yeah. It's barreling down on us pretty quickly.
It is. We'll get snow sometime sometime between December and January, so
it's happening. It's coming.
Oh, by the way, Montana, where I'm moving to next year, had snow at the beginning of October.
Wow.
So there's that.
Yeah, good luck with that. I've already decided I'm gonna retire and be an expat in like Colombia or some shit. I'm not even dealing with the cold when I get old. Maybe I'll move to Texas or something. I don't
So
know.
everyone was laughing at me yesterday because I'm like, here in North Carolina. I was like, it's cold. It's like 50 degrees. I was like, it's cold. My feet are cold, which means I am cold. It's cold. And everyone's laughing at me and I'm like, what are you laughing at? You're moving to Montana. There's snow on the ground already. What do you mean it's cold? You're gonna die up there. I'm like, no, I won't, because there's a difference. What? Humidity. Montana has no humidity. None. It's like 0%. There is a difference in the kind of temperatures. Really, birds? Really? I am talking here. I'm talking. Do you have to be interrupting? Rude. Rude. They're like 5 feet from me, by the way. Like, I can see the one that keeps talking. You're being a brat. Stop it. Stop. Tweet, tweet. But, so there's a difference in, like, the weather. Because there's no humidity, the cold and the hot. Like, so when we took our trip in August, when Justin and I took our trip in August to Montana, it was the same temperature in both North Carolina and Montana. In North Carolina, we were sweating buckets and dying. In Montana, we were like, holy shit, this is amazing. Ha! So the same thing is with the cold. Like, I remember the 2 years I spent in Montana, when it snowed, I was still running around outside in shorts and a tank top because it didn't feel as cold as it does down here. It can be the same temperature, but because of that humidity and the wind chill and all that fun jazz, it doesn't feel as cold, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, the wind chill is much worse up there, though.
The wind chill is definitely much worse up there, especially once you live in the mountains like I will be.
No. I would just hibernate.
I like how you just said that really fierce, like, no.
No.
No, that's a negatory, ma'am.
Negatory. I will only be visiting
in the summertime.
Yeah, from like, I'm not taking any chances either. Forget about March and April. I'm not coming until May, and I'm going to be out by like August. But anyways, that pretty much sums it up. The only other thing that I've got that is going to be persistent is my efforts to help my friends with their blogs, my clients and my friends.
Okay.
And you know, I'm going to help you with yours. I'm at the point where I'm transitioning over. I think I'm just going to commit to restarting as an SEO who, oh, by the way, is a freelance writer instead of a freelance writer who, oh, by the way, does SEO.
Does SEO work?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and transition over. And so that's going to be persistent, but I'm trying to think of that as my job. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of it even now as my job because
SEO is going to be your job. Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm going to start doing the SEO and start practicing it, and I'm hoping to build up my resume with things like your website, and the other client is another friend, and build up my resume so that I actually have SEO work to show when I start going to mills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And because I have less than a year of personal experience and I will have just gotten my certification, I'm not good for anything more than just an analyst. You know, like if I try to commit to finding a business that will hire me, I'm not good for much more than that. So I'm hoping that my resume will attract more freelance stuff. If I can say, hey, you know, go look at these people, you can see my work. And if you know what you're looking for, you can see how good or bad I am.
Yeah.
And because I feel like a lot of independent bloggers and, you know, independent authors, anybody's independent really, you understand what it is. But when it comes time for you to actually like observe my SEO work, you might not know what exactly it is that you're looking at. Like we've talked about this before where you have said, yeah, I understand what it is and I understand why it's important. But when it comes time to actually start implementing it, I don't know what to do. I just know.
I fail miserably there.
Yeah.
SEO and I do not get along. Like it just boggles my mind.
Now
like
I've
tried. I have tried and I have failed miserably. I'm so good at this. So good at this.
Honestly, I had no idea what it was. I had no clue. Didn't even know it existed. Until about this time last year, actually, about September last year, I had my 1 year anniversary with helping my friend with her blog on like October 11th or whatever. And she decided she wanted to go for a blog, and she knew I was a really good writer. So it started out as just me playing around with the editing, you know, like editing her posts. And then I was like, well, you know, I've been doing research on how I could better help you because I don't really know what to do for internet work. You know, I've been out of the game for so long. Everything that I did was, I can't even remember the word, but it was all expository. You know, I did some campaigns and stuff like that when I did freelance, where I basically hand you a finished product and then you use it in the real world, not necessarily all online stuff. But anyways, I've been doing that for about a year, and that's what made me start looking into it and then seeing, hey, I can handle that. I can do that. That's not really hard. It just takes time to learn it. And then once you commit to doing it, you can't stop. Google puts out 500 plus updates to their algorithm a year. 500 plus. That's more than one a day, where they tweak this or that to make search rankings more personalized or whatever. So it's got potential, and I'm ready to just commit to it. And I'm trying to treat my blog and, you know, helping my friends with theirs like work, so that I can start practicing what I have learned, implementing it, helping people like you, you know, SEO your blog efforts and all that kind of stuff. And so I can
that'll
build
be
up
a
my
project
resume.
for like hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon, yeah. And
we decided that we were going to wait until after I did this Vegas trip. Again, everything's waiting until after the Vegas trip. Everything's going to start. This is the pinnacle of my life. Everything is going to start after the Vegas trip. Like this is where it starts.
Yeah, you've been building up to this Vegas trip for 10 years.
I've been building up to this Vegas trip for like 10 years.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you.
No, that's next week, kiddo. Next week,
And,
next Saturday.
So, anyways, that pretty much sums me up. My November, December is going to be a continuation of my September, October.
Yeah.
I'm going to, my two primary ones that everything else is going to revolve around is completing my SEO by the end of the year. I have about 6 weeks worth of work to do, plus a 2-week buffer, so 8 weeks. And I have 9 weeks left in the year.
Okay.
So I can do it. I can do it. But that's going to have to be my number one, and everything else falls behind it. So it will.
Which makes sense, because since that is what you're wanting to do for your career. Yeah, career. Yeah. Big words.
Career, right? Big words.
Career.
Grown-up words here.
Grown-up words. We're so good at this adulting thing.
I know, right? We've only been working on it for 10 years.
We've only been working on it for 10 years.
My second
I'm an adult now.
I know, right? I'm like, I don't have kids or anything like that, so I've got a lot of wiggle room in my life. So my adulting thing came on later than it did for a lot of people who, you know,
we could have a whole conversation about the adulting thing.
Yes. So, yeah, like I said, in essence, I'm going to finish my SEO work, which leads me over to my number 2 priority, which is replacing my laptop by the end of the year.
Okay.
And probably going to have to wait until closer to Christmas. I might miss out on the Black Friday, whatever deals, and have to see what comes up right before Christmas, because I doubt I'll have, I'm going to call it 600 and shoot to spend as little under 600 as I possibly can.
If you find something that does it, the other thing you could possibly do is layaway.
I thought about that. I'm not against it. And yeah, so anyways, those are my number 2 priorities. I've got some real life things like gardening / winterizing the place that I'm going to have to do whether I like it or not. Okay. The everyday work of keeping up with, I'm calling them my clients now, the people that I have that are clients currently, which is mostly friends and one actual client who are working on their real life projects, and I'm doing SEO work to build up my resume. And other than that, I have the research, which I still need to do, things that I did research but never finished, like DBA, and some more good financial methods to put into place. You know, like I'm trying to also streamline our grocery shopping, because I actually kind of like cooking. I don't mind it. And I don't mind it when I get to cook what I want. I've been cooking pretty much the same foods for a long time. Like, my people are not very picky. but my people do not like bad food.
Yeah.
So if I mess something up, they're like, I don't want to try that again. And I'm like, no, I messed it up. It's going to be delicious if you let me try again. Next time it will be delicious.
Next time it'll be delicious. The first time it sucked, but this time it'll be delicious.
I swear it will be. So I kind of want to do that. And we cook pretty much all meals. Like I cook 3 meals a day, 7 times a week. And we might get something on like Friday or Saturday nights, pizza or Subway or something like that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I cook. So there's a bunch of cooking ingredients that I can just start combining in other ways. That's one of the research things that I wanted to do. Yeah. And so I have a sneaky suspicion that the research thing is going to be like on the fly, just find any answer that I can so I can mark it off the list. I have a feeling that's going to be the bottom of the list. And if I'm even going to finish it at all, it's going to be really half-assed. And real life stuff, you know, gardening and keeping up with my clients. And then those 2 things, I'm going to be lucky if I manage those by the end of the year. If nothing else shockingly life-changing happens to me this year, I should be able to finish those.
You've got this. You can do it.
I hope so.
I have faith in you.
Well, thank you. So how about you? What are your last 2 months wrap up 2018 goals?
Okay, so the first thing on my list is something that I've been needing to do. I think you sent me your screenplay back in March.
I'm still top of the list.
You are still top of the list. So I need to read your screenplay and give you feedback on that. And my goal is to finish that by the end of the year. I want to have that done by the end of the year. Like that is like you have your main goals and you have your secondary goals. That is one of my main goals, is to have that done.
Okay.
I want to do NaNoWriMo. I've already signed up on the website. I've already got all my information in. Don't have no clue what I'm actually going to be working on. I put stuff there, but I don't know what I'm actually going to be working on. We'll see. I have my Las Vegas trip, which is 20 Books Las Vegas 2018. That's a marketing and business conference that started. The first conference was last year, 2017. It was started by Chris Martell, if I'm pronouncing the names right. I'm so bad with names, so I might not be pronouncing it right. But he started in Vegas last year. He does this annual conference and a couple other annual conferences throughout the world. And I'm going this year. So, yay, excitement there. Woo! That's actually next weekend. I'll be leaving on Saturday. The conference is Tuesday, November 6th through, I think it's Thursday, November 8th, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it's a 3-day conference. So that's why I won't have any live streams next Saturday and next Sunday and the Sunday following.
Mm-hmm.
Come put your pizza in the oven. 12 minutes.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, this is cold.
Yes, it's cold. It just came out. Really? Yes, it's cold. It hasn't been cooked. But so I don't know what I'm doing for Nano officially. Put it in the oven. 12 minutes. She just came back over to me and said it was too hot. It's because it's gonna cook your food. I don't understand my children sometimes. I swear.
What do I push first?
The one that says timer. Give me a second. I'll go back to goals in a second. It's the top. There you go. That's hours. Do not do it for hours. Put that back down. Press the down arrow. Press the down arrow. Yes. Now do the other up arrow. 12 minutes. Okay, there you go. 1, 2. Remember. You would think they've never used the oven before.
Okay.
Even though they make their own pizza at least once a week, they've never used the oven before.
Yep.
Hold on, because I need to go check and make sure she's got it at the right temperature now, because she forgot how to set the timer. That makes me wonder if she's even got the temperature set right. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, that's right. Cool. Ha!
Yeah.
Okay, temperature was set right, so we're good there.
Okay, good.
She had me worried there when she started questioning how to set the timer. She had me worried that the oven was set wrong too. Oh God, that was a
Better
scary
to
moment.
check than burn down the house.
Yeah, I don't need the house burning down.
It would
I kind of need to
definitely
live here for at least one more year. Okay, goals. So even though I don't know what I'm writing for NaNoWriMo, there are 2 projects that I need to get done. Actually, technically there's 3. I need to finish my edit and rewrite for Hunter's Betrayal. That has got to happen. Luckily for me, my editor also participates in NaNoWriMo, so she does not accept anything during November, which made it easier for me because that means I can use NaNoWriMo in November to finish that edit and that rewrite. So that is my goal. I need to finish that. My goal is to finish that in November, hopefully, but definitely by the end of the year. Like, no matter what, I want to finish it by the end of the year.
Right.
The other thing I want to do is I started writing the first Damned and Dangerous book called Damned and Dangerous, and I want to finish the first 2 books in that series. I want to finish Damned and Dangerous and Damned and Deadly. So I've basically rewritten my outline for Damned and Dangerous because the outline I had completely outlined the first 2 books and part of the third one. But as I was writing the first one, I deviated from it so much. And while I liked what I was writing, it was not working. Like, everything was happening too fast to make it, like, I'm done with the first draft if I go with what I was writing. I had maybe 1 or 2 chapters to finish it up, and it was like 25,000 words. And I'm like, everything's happening too fast. And I'm an author. I have romance in almost all my stories somewhere. I'm a romantic at heart. I love me a little bit of love story in my books. And it was not quite insta love what I was writing, but it was too damn close for comfort. And I'm like, no, they need more time together before they start doing this shit. So I've been the past couple of days. Okay? Pasting is everything. So I've been spending the past couple of days basically re-outlining it because when I was going back and reading through my outline that I had originally written, I was like, oh, this is not going to work anyways. So I was like, this just sucks. This is not a good outline. So I have like 2,000 words of just basically free writing, and I'm kind of combining what I've got that I've actually written with the original outline idea and meshing the 2 together to make my new outline. And so my goal is to finish both those first 2 books by the end of the year. I was hoping to have the first one done by the end of this month. I've got 3 days left. Technically, I could technically finish the first draft. It's basically done. I don't like it, but it's basically done. So I could accomplish that goal. But it's not going to be to my liking, and I want it to be to my liking. So rather than finishing the first 3 books by the end of this year, the only 3 books, it's a trilogy. My goal is to finish the first 2 books by the end of this year. The other thing that will probably get crossed off my list, just because I don't think it's going to happen, is I need to rewrite Warren's Rage based on the feedback I got for Hunter's Betrayal from my editor. I know I need to rewrite Warren's Rage because, again, it goes back to the pacing issue. There's some things that happen in Warren's Rage that mirror Hunter's Betrayal. Basically, history repeats itself kind of shit. And the pacing was off in Hunter's Betrayal, and because there's similar storylines and the fact that history repeats itself, I need to redo the pacing for Warren's Rage as well. So I know I need to rewrite Warren's Rage, but I don't know if it's going to happen this year. It might be my first project in January. Let's see what's next. I have
a question.
Yes.
How will your writing goals change if you get a green light from the AOM people?
None of the stuff will get accomplished except for the edit of Hunter's Betrayal if I get the green light from AOM submission, because those will be top priority.
Okay.
So that's how that will change. Because with the AOM stuff, their publishing schedule is so fast. I've already written the outlines for all 4 books. So if they say green light, I've got this to go. I'm ready to go. That being said, they expect a 60,000 word book at the end of a month. So I already write about 60,000 words a month anyway. I just spread it across multiple projects.
Yeah.
And they expect a 60,000 word book in one project, which I'm okay with. because I've done that too. I just haven't done it recently. But they will have top priority over everything else, just because that is a co-authorship. I'm working with another author. I'm working in their world. I have to abide by their world's rules.
Yeah.
And their publishing schedule is so much faster than anything I've ever done. They've got teams of editors and teams of proofreaders and formatters that they work with that make that part of the process so much easier than me doing it on my own with my own stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, their stuff
The
will take top
exchange is
priority.
the time crunch, though.
Yeah, which I'm okay with.
Okay.
I would not have submitted it at all if I didn't think I could do it. So it does change a lot of my writing related goals on my own list if I do get accepted. But I like to have plan B, so I went ahead and made my own goals as well in case I don't get accepted.
Right.
So yeah, I've got goals both ways basically.
But fingers crossed the ALN thing works out.
I am hoping so much that it does. All the fingers are crossed. I can't cross my toes, sorry. But all the fingers are crossed. So, yes. Let's hope that works. And I'm hoping, so I thought I would hear back before like the end of this month, and I haven't heard back either way yet. So I'm hoping, since a lot of those people are going to be at the Vegas conference, I'm hoping they're waiting for the last couple of people they're accepting. I've heard from the first judge already that they're still looking through submissions and they still haven't made final decisions about a couple of people. They're still in judgment. She didn't mention who those people were, but they're still looking to accept one or two more authors.
And I'm hoping, have not heard from them, so you might be one of those people that are still up in the air.
Yeah, and I'm hoping the reason I haven't heard back, if that's the case, is because they're going to be like, by the way, at the Vegas conference.
Oh.
They're waiting until they can shake my hand and meet me in person and be like, oh, you're the person that submitted this story. We're going to email you next week. And I'm like, yes.
Well, if that is not a writer's daydream, I don't know what is.
That is like the perfect daydream right there for me right now. Like, I think about that daily since I haven't heard back yet. I'm like, that's going to happen. That's my fantasy right there. So, that's not yours. That's Daddy's. Stop messing with his donuts. Get out of this box. You don't need to be in this box.
I was eating that.
We got Sandra's Bakery yesterday. I love their donuts.
Mm.
And it's the one thing I'm going to miss when we move to Montana, because there's no donut shops up there. There's like the Krispy Kremes and stuff like that, but there's no like bakers that make donuts. That's going to be so sad.
Mommy?
I'm not sure how to make donuts.
Mommy?
Yeah.
Can we get more donuts today?
No, we cannot get more donuts today. You need to go wash your face.
Why?
Because you have Smurf still on your lip.
No.
She had a ring pop yesterday that was blue, and her whole mouth was blue. Her lips were blue, her teeth were blue, her tongue was blue, and she still got her lips are chapped, and where her lips are chapped is still blue.
Yep.
You can't get it off? It's okay. We still love you, even though you eat Smurfs.
Right there.
Oh, okay. You also have a hole in your lip? Okay, sorry. She has spots apparently that are blue.
So it sounds like we both got
Red.
our priorities in place anyways, at least the things that we know that are going to
blue one.
change everything else. What about work for you? Have you decided yes or no yet whether or not you will be 100% committing to freelance?
Again, that's going to have to wait until after I get back from Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gwen, quit. Go to your room, please. Go play.
If history has been any indicator, and if real life is any indicator, I suspect that when you get back from Vegas and it's time to look at your finances, you're probably going to want to keep your job for a couple more months.
Yeah, I am trying so hard to stay until January or the end of January, but I'm also like, I have no desire to stay there anymore. Like, I have absolutely, like, I've talked about it before. I'm one of those people that I'm like, if you don't like your job, it's time to find a new one. I hit that moment like years ago. And yet I'm still at the same job that I like wake up every day and I'm like, I have no desire to go to work. I don't want to drive there. I don't want to sit there. I don't want to talk to these people. I don't want to do their work. And I don't want them talking to me. And when you get to the point where you're doing that every single day and you're just going to the job for a paycheck, it's miserable.
Yeah.
And I've been miserable for a couple years now. And I'm tired of being miserable. Gwen, you need to quit. I've already said go play in your room. 1, 2. She's sitting here shaking the table on purpose, and it's starting to annoy me.
Mm.
Okay.
Life happens even when you're live.
Life happens even when you're live. I'm going to go ahead and just run through the rest of these real quick because some of them are crossovers. I do want to get my credit cards handled by the end of the year. Again, that might be what affects my job, whether or not I stay or not. The AOM submission is definitely going to affect the job because if they tell me I get it, I will be putting in my 2 weeks notice that day. Because I do know that I can't commit to doing 60,000 words and work full time. And if not well, yeah, it's just not going to happen. And I will just have to suffer financially for a couple months if that's the case. And I'm okay with that. I have no problem eating rice and beans for a couple months. It won't kill me. I won't like it, but it won't kill me. And my and my husband, who has never really, I tease him all the time. I'm like, you grew up with a silver spoon. You've never really, really struggled the way I have in my childhood. I'm like, you will suffer more than I will suffer.
Yeah. Some people just don't know until it happens to them.
There are certain things that he's used to that I'm like, I can live without those things. I've done it in the past. I'm good.
Yeah.
And he's just never had to deal with that kind of shit. I'm just like, you were not poor growing up. Shut your mouth.
I know, right?
And all things speaking, I wasn't poor either. We just didn't do some things that other people do because of other things in my life.
Yeah.
Horses are expensive, by the way. If you did not know this. I did not know this growing up. I just thought we were poor. We were poor because we had horses. Let's face it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But let's see. So credit cards and finances are like the top of the list that need to get taken care of that may or may not get taken care of. I need to revise my business plan. I need to finish organizing my computer files. That's something that needs to happen by the end of the year no matter what. Then the last 3 things on my list is I want to read 8 books again. That's going to be a daily constant with my bi-monthly goals, honestly. 2 of them need to be nonfiction. I need to do my Sunday live streams. I'm saying that I want to do a minimum of 5. There's, I think, 7 or 8 Sundays left in the year. Maybe 9 Sundays left in the year. Like you were saying, there's 9 weeks, so maybe there's 9 Sundays. But I already know that 2 of those Sundays I won't be doing a live stream since I'll be on the road. So I'm telling myself I need to do a minimum of 5 for that reason. Same thing with YouTube videos. I think there's 9. You said there was 9 weeks left in the year. I want to do a minimum of 5 videos, 1 a week, basically, for those 9 weeks. I'm prepared for something happens like a couple weeks ago when I thought I had uploaded them and it turns out I hadn't.
Yeah.
I'm preparing for that ahead of time. So, that was the last one. I knew that. So yeah, those are my goals.
Cool.
Yeah.
There was one thing that I thought of that I almost hesitate to even bring it up.
Uh-oh.
We talked about working on that secret project post NaNoWriMo, and I kind of forgot about it. You forgot about it, and now
I did not forget about it.
Oh, you didn't?
I just figured we'd start that next year.
I'm thinking, between however much homework I have to do and your AOM submission, it just ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, that's something I figured would probably be, because we had planned for it originally when we first mentioned it. We were thinking like November, December, but watching back through some of the live streams we've done, I think we've mentioned that we might have to wait for January onward. So I've automatically been assuming that it'll be January onward that we do that. So secret project will happen January onward, sometime after January.
Okay.
Gwen, I don't know what you're
doing. At least we decided. That's great.
No, go to your room. We're going to be wrapping up this live stream soon, but you are really, really ticking me off by being in here. Your pizza's going to be done soon. There's no reason for you to be doing what you're doing. I knew that. Pizza's done. Sorry. You going to cut it? Life happens even when you're live.
I think I actually managed to make it through the stream without anything happening besides me being hyped up on caffeine.
Don't speak too soon. Don't speak too soon.
We've only got 8 minutes. What have I done?
Chicken emergency is gonna happen now.
I know,
You jinxed yourself.
And I
But
don't
let's
see
go ahead.
any chicken.
Okay. Well, it's like 8 minutes till the hour, so let's go ahead and try wrapping this up.
Okay.
Because I do have things I need to do off stream.
Yeah, and we have reached the stopping point, so let's take advantage of it before we run our mouths again.
Yeah. So to recap, we both have goals that we did and did not accomplish in September, October. We have goals that we're going to accomplish in November, December, and our main goals that we're going to accomplish in November, December, affect the rest of our secondary goals for November, December.
Yes.
That's our wrap up. Yay, we did it!
Woo! An hour and 45 minutes wrapped up in 6 sentences.
I know. We're trying a new thing this time because neither one of us ever remember what our goals are. We always have to go back to past live streams and rewatch our goals. So after this live stream has ended, I will be posting in the description both our past goals for September, October, and our new goals for November, December. So, ow, get off me. So be expecting that. The description will be updated with a you need to quit. She keeps ripping the headphone out of my ear and it's hurting me. I will cut it in a second. Let me finish up this live stream.
Excuse me.
Thank you. Yeah, apparently I need to cut a pizza. That's what I need to do after this live stream's over. So in the description, you'll find a list if you don't feel like watching almost 2 hours worth of us talking back and forth about goals, as well as like going off tangent, like we always do. It'll be in the description below what we're planning on doing.
I feel like you should have said that at the beginning of the video. That might be kind of a pointless thing to say at the end of it.
Meh.
If
They'll see it.
Want to watch the next 2 minutes and 45 minutes of the 2 minutes and 45 seconds of the video.
That's how I do things. I wait until the last minute.
So yeah, okay. The sign off thing, I sign off first because I'm the guest, and then you wrap it up, right? Yep. Okay. Hello again, and goodbye since we're about to sign off. My name is Amy Nobody. I don't use much social media, and so I don't have any links to share or anything like that. I'm basically just a ghost in the machine here to support Skye. I'm a freelance writer transitioning over to freelance SEO, getting my certification, and I'm working on my first ever fiction book. And Skye has been working me through it, and we started last year with NaNoWriMo. We're going into NaNoWriMo this year again. And yeah, that's pretty much where I am right now. I don't have any links or anything like that to share. I don't use them anyway. So. Someday maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, you'll have to do something if you're going to be doing SEO, just so that they can get, if nothing else, an email address so they can contact you about it.
Yeah.
So you will have something. And when she does, it will be down in the description below, because every time I have guests, if they have links to social media or anything, I put it in the description below. Which brings me to my outro, basically. If you're new to this channel, welcome to my crazy live streams that happen every week, every Sunday. I do live streams every Sunday. I'm Skye, by the way, if you did not know that. If you've watched this whole video and don't know who I am, now you do. I write urban fantasy under SD Haggis, and I do live streams every Sunday. Be skipping the next 2 Sundays because I will be on the road to Vegas or back from Vegas. And then I do tag videos every other Tuesday, and I do day in the life or writing related videos every Thursday. Stick around if you like seeing stuff like this. Because we're crazy. It's okay. Our next bi-monthly goals live stream will be, let's see, I'm looking at a calendar now. It'll probably be December 30th, actually, because that is a Sunday. So that's what we will plan for. We will plan our next bi-monthly goals live stream for Sunday, December 30th.
And that'll be a big one because that will also be discussing 2019 goals.
Yep, we'll be jumping into 2019 goals, talking about yearly goals overall, which I haven't looked at since the beginning of the year. Oops.
I gave
So
up.
yeah,
February.
I don't even remember what I wrote for yearly goals. I don't like yearly goals.
They're so intimidating.
Well, it's not that they're intimidating. It's just I write them down and then never look at them again.
Yeah, yep. Then
Because then I just do monthly or bi-monthly goals.
I can cut the pizza.
You can wait.
So I think that about sums us up. We can go ahead and sign off 3 minutes ahead of time.
No.
Yep. All right.
Thank you
So
for
this is where we're
having
gonna
me.
end this stream.
And I'll be here in 3 weekends from now.
Yep. We're gonna do the next live stream I do will be November. Let me look at the calendar again. November 18th. November 18th will be my next live stream, and it'll be a write-in. So I'll be doing 2 write-ins for November. Sunday, November 18th, and Sunday, November 25. That's 10 a.m. Eastern, or 9 a.m. Central. And I'm sorry if you're in another time zone. Those are the 2 time zones that I focused on for right now. That'll change when I move to Montana because they're in a different time zone too. Yay. We'll see how that changes because that's going to be fun. But we're going to go ahead and sign off here. It's been fun seeing everyone. Alina says, good luck with everything. You both have a lot, especially me. Yes, thank you.
Yes, especially Scott.
It's great to feel less insane. Alina always has insane goals. I still need to watch. She and Claire, I don't know if they did it this morning. I think they did their live stream that they call Descent into Madness this morning. I love the name of their live stream, by the way. And they always have insane goals. And I need to watch that still.
Is this right?
No, it's supposed to be like that. But yeah, I need to sign off because I need to go cut pizza for my girls. So this is where I'm going to say goodbye.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, and thank you for joining me. And anyone who wants to join us in the future, just let me know. So, bye, everyone.
Bye.